everybody was just watching just to see the Chiefs get their first loss.
And it was like everybody kind of knew this was gonna be the loss, right?
I knew if they was gonna lose, this was probably gonna be the team that was gonna have the best chance to do it. But I think it was the way that they lost. For him to run on that fourth down and score and just
Yeah.
ice the game, it's one thing if you give him the first. He ran and he scored. I
Yeah.
think he ran like 40 yards.
Yeah, no, that was a big
That's
run.
crazy.
It was a big run. That was probably the play of the year so far
I
in
don't know
terms of
how you
just
don't have a
gravity.
spy on that play. Like if you give him the first, that's cool, but I'm not finna give up a touchdown.
Tony Romo was literally saying that. He said the one mistake, he said, y'all didn't have a spy. They didn't have a spy. And I do got this question because I feel like, do you feel like you learned anything from this game, or is it just like we gotta wait to see with the playoffs? Just because,
I mean, not really,
and
just
then it was the
because
injuries, like
I,
injuries on both sides. Like,
I ain't even gonna really get too crazy about the injuries. We see this from the Bills and the Chiefs all the time. I think the Bills, I think Josh Allen always whoop up on the Chiefs in the regular season, but then come
exactly.
playoff time, it's the other way around. So to answer your question, no, it really don't mean nothing just because the Chiefs still own them in the playoffs where it really matters. Like, yeah, it makes for good ratings, it makes for good TV because we got two top five quarterbacks going against one another. So it don't mean nothing. It's just entertainment because it's all gonna come down to if they see each other in the playoffs. That's when it's really gonna matter.
Mm.
Now, if Josh finally knock him off in the playoffs, and depending on who he got left to see, he probably finally get to his first Super Bowl.
And you think they could beat the Lions? You think the Bills are a better team to beat the Lions than let's say a Baltimore? I think Baltimore has a better chance of beating the Lions, and the Bills have a better chance of beating the Chiefs. If that makes sense.
Man, I really think whoever gets the Lions is gonna be a dogfight. Just because, I mean, I can say the one thing about Josh, the same way I say about Lamar. He literally, if he got to, he will put that team on his back.
Hmm.
We're not gonna get that from Jared Goff. That ain't
And
that
yeah,
ain't his mo. Like, yeah, he can hang. You can have a game where he hang 50 on you, but it ain't. He ain't doing it like he did when he was in the Rams. Because I still remember that game vividly when the Rams and the Chiefs was going at it and they both hung 50. They
mhm,
both scored
yeah.
50. So, but I think he's definitely getting. And speaking of Jared Goff, fuck you, because there was no reason why you needed to throw them two extra passes and fuck up my parlay. Just
Ooh,
out there being greedy. Out, you already beat
ooh,
their ass. Why are you
that's
still throwing the ball?
crazy. Cause I ain't gonna stud. I did a little all right. I won about
Man, that
$70.
huh?
I won about $70 on Sunday.
I could have won maybe about 50 if he wouldn't have did that. I'm like, come on, dog. You beating these dudes by 50 points. You ain't even let them score a touchdown.
Mm,
Why are you still throwing the ball, fucking up my ticket, man?
I hate when they do that. Oh, okay. I did want to ask this about Patrick Mahomes before I forget. Do you think this is messing up his GOAT debate? Just being so bad in these regular season games. He got outplayed by Bo Nix last week. Everybody kind of glossed over that because they found a way to win.
Yeah.
But now it's
Um.
kind of like you keep getting outplayed, brother.
mm, I don't think so. Just because you still gonna always have these Patrick Mahomes apologists.
But it's like Tom Brady never was kind of like getting outplayed by B tier. I'm not saying the Josh Allen one, but like just like the random B tier guy that you get into a shootout with, but somehow, and I think a lot of it been the refs. Some of these close games, it's just the refs been bailing them out. I still think they should have lost that Bengals game, but it's neither
I
here nor
mean,
there.
it's the difference is that he's looking bad in these games because I don't mind if a quarterback gets carried by his defense, but when you out here throwing interception after interception and you just looking bad and y'all not really putting up no points, that's where I'm kind of like, yeah, I could feel you on that. But the only reason why it ain't getting talked about is because they winning. And I
Yeah.
feel like him and the only two and I kind of feel like I know this ain't got nothing to do with one another, but I feel like it's kind of correlation in the same way of how people are still talking about Joe Burrow, even though he's losing. We see the numbers he's putting up. Imagine if he was putting up them numbers and winning. He'd be the clear cut. He'd be the MVP right now.
Yeah, nah, that's fact.
If Joe Burrow was winning his games with the numbers that he's putting up, he'd be the MVP just straight up. And this is coming from a Baltimore fan that's been putting Lamar up there for weeks. I'd have had to knock him down a rung after this week, but hey, if Joe Burrow was winning his games with the numbers that he's putting up, his touchdown to interception ratio, he would be the MVP front runner right now.
But to be fair with the Patrick Mahomes stuff, because I knocked Lamar for being good in the regular season. So I can't, and being bad in the playoffs or just not being as good as he is in the regular season in the playoffs.
Right.
So I just kind of feel like I got to still do the same thing with Patrick Mahomes. Like there's two parts to everything. I want you to be good in both. There's a regular season for a reason. There's the playoff for a reason. I get that. But I can't just be like, oh, he's good in the playoffs and that's it. And just forget about the 17 weeks of football. We see him being mid. Literally, all his numbers are mid. So I just think
the only reason why I think it's really an issue now is because, how is that going to translate come playoff time? Because is Pacheco going to make y'all look a lot better than what y'all looking right now? Or because everybody's talking about, oh, Pacheco. I'm like, bro, Kareem Hunt is doing a damn good job toting that rock. Running the ball is not y'all problem, in my opinion.
I was listening to some Chris Sims the other day, and he was saying the thing that makes Pacheco so much better than Kareem Hunt is the 7-yard carries that Kareem Hunt getting would probably be 25 with Pacheco. And then he was also talking about Rashee Rice and stuff like that. And I get that, but at the same time, you in the GOAT debate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Aaron Rodgers used to come on, bro. When Aaron Rodgers was winning MVPs, when Aaron Rodgers was the guy after kind of when Tom Brady was waning type, it didn't matter who was out there. It's like I'm scared of Aaron Rodgers. You still be scared of Patrick Mahomes, but it's in these late game situations when you battling the refs and he still can make these throws. But it's like I think the fear of Patrick Mahomes in these regular season games is kind of going to be an issue for them, especially if they lose in the playoffs for the next coming years. People ain't going to be too scared of Patrick Mahomes if he's going to be mid.
And I think we at the point to where not necessarily that people are scared of Pat, but he going to get the best of everybody. And it just depends. Are they just going to give the best when he's there, or is it because I ain't going to lie, Bo Nix looking damn Bo Nix is looking damn good. Though I did not expect him to torch the Falcons the way that he barbecue chicken.
Yeah,
I did not.
Want me some money.
And that's another thing. I feel like you just got too many teams, especially now in his own division, that are catching up. Bo Nix is going to be there for a long time. Sean Payton is going to be coaching him for a long time. So I just think that you got teams that are catching up. Because before it was like, you get them playing against these teams, they blowing them out. They blowing them out. But now it's like you really got to rely on some Mahomes magic at the end of all these games, or rely on your defense to bail you out, or like we saw last week, a blocked field goal. So again, you can't knock all of it because he's winning. But I feel what you're saying though. When we really break it down and dissect all this shit. Yeah, he ain't looking too hot, and he has been bailed out by his defense, which I don't mind. But when they keep bailing you out and you playing bad, it's like, how long is that gonna last? They ain't gonna be able to carry you every game.
Yeah, because it's I don't know, and maybe it's because I can't. Like I said,
sucks, bro. It literally just sucks because they're winning. It's like he's playing bad and they're winning. And like I said, and Joe Burrow out here putting astronomical numbers up, and they are losing.
Yeah, and like you said, it's the defense. We need to start giving these dudes more love. Like I always thought, Trent McDuffie, Jalen Johnson from the Bears. I think they the most underrated corners.
McDuffie is cold.
Yes,
came out of nowhere. Everybody thought that they was going to Miss Ladarius Sneed, and he stepped right up.
So I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of this defense. I think Chris Jones, he got overshadowed by Aaron Donald.
He
So I
got
thought Chris
overshadowed by
Jones.
Aaron Donald all them years, but now we know who the best DT in the league is.
Facts. So I don't know, man. The Chiefs defense, like you said, is being underplayed. The Patrick Mahomes mystique, especially in the regular season, is being overplayed. They've been getting bailed out all year. We've been waiting for them to lose. This probably been the worst undefeated team that we knew was going to eventually get whooped.
Yeah.
You know, it just anything on Chiefs versus Bills before we get out because I'm dead. I don't want to shit on my boy Patty, but it's just like, bro, you've been playing kind of mid, bro.
He has, and like I said, I mean, it's just been one of them things where you got them games sometimes where sometimes you play bad, but you can pull it off. But like that's been a year-long thing.